What brought me to outreach would have to be my daughter. She's 2.5. So I started with the SafeCare program and continued into parents as teachers. And from there, it just evolved into I attended the meetings for the Parent Child Advisory Committee, and now I'm co chair of the Parent Child Advisory Committee. And yeah, but my daughter is the main reason that I started anything with outreach.
What brought me to outreach was back in the winter of 1997, early 1998. I found myself in between careers, which is a nice way of saying that I was fired. And for the first time in my life, I was unemployed in that way. And I really struggled with what to do next. And more importantly, it was a pretty big hit to my pride because I've always thought of myself as a good employee, and the situation I was in, it just wasn't a good fit, and they let me go. And a friend of mine who was an employment temporary worker placement agency, she said you should go over to EOTC at the time, which was what it was called then, and they'll be able to help you do some resume prep and interview questions, and also some test prep.
My reason for going to outreach was because I had gone to different organizations that offer very like services, and although some of them did help and even gotten me different positions, I gave up for a while with using other organizations with my job search until it became almost impossible for me to find decent positions, good paying positions, um, that paid decent or that I even enjoyed.
So since starting the programs, my life has changed tremendously. I went from 4 years ago being an addict to being in recovery, joining the outreach programs. Um, they helped me with raising my daughter. She's going to be 3 in November. She's amazing. She's smart, and I know the steps to take to discipline her properly, to um, teach her properly, and I got all that information from the programs I took through outreach.
Well, what I found was people that were very friendly and understanding. I've been through prior to that. You go through the state programs to help you find work, and they were institutionalized, almost dehumanizing. You're just a number. You weren't even a human being. So the from the day I walked into EOTC offices, which was over on North Washington Avenue, it was funny because it was a bleak, cold, typical like January day, gray, dark, and that really fit my mood. But as soon as I walked in the door, people were very, very friendly. And 20 some odd years later, I still remember how warm they made me feel, and even though it was cold outside.
Outreach has helped me with every aspect from A to Z. Um, I first called, made an appointment. Travis was the caseworker that was available to meet with me. Um, from the moment I stepped in the door, I felt comfortable. I felt like I was in company of friends, which made the entire process going forward extremely comfortable. Um, Outreach was the very first place that I went that offered services like this that made me feel that way.
The lead center at outreach, they are the ones that did my resume. I hadn't worked in 10 years, plus 10 years, and I had no idea where to start with my resume. I went to the lead center. Jennifer Shoemaker sat down with me. We I gave her a few different things that I've done in the past, and she created this amazing resume for me from start to finish. I took that resume to this Scranton Counseling Center, and the next day I got a call back, and I was working for them a week later as a certified recovery specialist. and I love it. I get to go in and I help people in recovery every day. Um, I help them get into rehab, rehabilitation. I help them find a facility that fits for them, and I love what I do, and it's just a really rewarding situation.
So in the 24 years since that fateful day that I walked into EOT's offices, it's been a journey, like lots of ups and downs and twists and turns. But right now, I've got two really good jobs, exciting hobbies, and all of them are downtown. So I work full time for Lackawanna County at night shift, and I work for Scranton Tomorrow, which is a really cool small community and business development nonprofit. And I got both of those jobs through the Penn State Master Gardener program. I work part time as a coordinator for Lackawanna County, and I became really entrenched, embedded in the community downtown. And so I decided that I wanted to pursue really a career in community development, and that's where I am today.
What led me to apply at Canpack was the job fair that they held at Outreach. So I figured with all of my difficulties in finding good work over the last few years, I would take a chance to go to the event, see how I would fare, and the people, the atmosphere, the job itself, the training, every aspect of that job has been wonderful. I'm going to do my part in making sure that I stay there, um, and that I never have to go through this job searching process again. Um, Raise my kids, support them so that they will want nothing, and perhaps try to help a few more people find their way similarly to the way that Outreach has for me.
There's so much that outreach has to offer that the community is not aware of. So just stop in and ask them, and anybody that's here is more than happy to help with any kind of questions or anything that you have.
Yes, so it's been really a journey to see how life takes you full circle, and sometimes, 24 years ago, I walked into EOTC to ask for some help and some guidance, and then 2 decades later, through the Master Gardener program and Scranton Tomorrow, I've personally been able to return some of that kindness and generosity that EOTC, which is now called Outreach. We've been able to do some landscape projects, and it really is a gift from the heart for me, to give back some labor and some donations, because that fateful day back in the winter really turned my life around. It took a long time to get to this point, but I can confidently say that if it weren't for the kindness and that friendliness that EOTC gave me, I wouldn't be here today.